What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to look at Kawhi Leonard's excellent Sunday afternoon. Alright, so here we go. We'll start off with a high pick and roll between Paul George and Serge Ibaka. Defender comes up, allowing Serge Ibaka to roll. When Ibaka rolls, the low man Dort comes up to meet him. Pass goes out to Batum on the wing, who then realizes the other defender's coming out to close out on him. Kicks it to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard has a nice free and easy look on a catch and shoot three. And Kawhi Leonard does what Kawhi Leonard does. Knocks it in. Paul George brings the ball up in transition. Serge Ibaka is pointing for where the ball needs to be going, which is to Kawhi Leonard in the corner. Kawhi Leonard gets a great look on a corner three yet again, but this time he misses it. However, when the rebound comes off, Patrick Beverley does a great job of deflecting this ball and tapping it away from Oklahoma City. He corrals it, kicks it back to Kawhi Leonard, whose defender is not far enough or close enough up on him, and Leonard gets a nice free and easy look from three again, and this time, he cashes it. Kawhi Leonard's smarts are something else on the offensive end. As he brings the ball up here in transition, he's going to fake a handoff with Paul George. There's the dummy handoff right there. And it's going to allow Leonard to get towards the baseline in mid-post area against Gilgeous-Alexander. He feels the defender on his shoulder near the baseline, spins back to the middle, reads the helping big, goes up with his left hand. He misses this because he got fouled, and he goes to the line and makes both free throws. The Clippers use Kawhi Leonard as a screener for Patrick Beverley here. And OKC is going to do a thing where they end up switching this screen, which allows Leonard to not have Luguentz Dort on him defensively. And as Leonard goes to drive, he reads the help defender at the elbow, so he's going to spin a little bit back towards the middle of the floor, resets with the bump against the defender, and he's going to turn and pivot right into a short mid-range jumper. This is right at the dotted line. This is his pet spot, his sweet spot, and he knocks it in. This is a tremendous play design by Ty Lue on a sideline out of bounds. The ball is going to go to Leonard, but I want you to watch Lou Williams here. This is going to be something that Lou Williams does very well. He's a great screener, and because of this, Lou Williams screens his man right here, but he's not done. In doing so, he pushes his man right into the second defender. He screens two guys on one screen. It allows Kawhi Leonard to get baseline. Leonard is going to finish through this contact with a very great finish, and then Kawhi Leonard is just rolling. This play is going to remind you a little bit of Michael Jordan, a little bit of Kobe Bryant. It's Kawhi Leonard in the mid-post, working against Gilgeous-Alexander as we see. The ball gets entered to him from Paul George. Leonard's going to pivot and face up against Shea. Now just watch the footwork here. Boom. There's the right plant. He's going to jab step and try to get baseline. He reads what Shea's doing. Gets one hard dribble baseline, hard plants with his left foot to go up into the air with his jumper. Gets a nice solid elevation on this. Shea can't contest it, and Kawhi Leonard makes another one. The Clippers are actually going to run a little bit of Chicago action here. Beverley gives the ball to the elbow at Batum. Then he's going to screen for Kawhi Leonard right here, and Leonard's going to flow into a handoff with Batum. The Clippers use this action quite a bit in their offense. It's a little bit of a triangle set. They like to do this. When the screen comes from Batum, Dort gets caught reaching, which allows Leonard to get to the middle of the floor. When Leonard drives, Dort does a good job of walling him off, and OKC kind of just swarms him, and they knock the ball loose and he regathers. But right here, Leonard gives a solid pass fake to Kennard, which draws the two defenders away. He then is going to spin and pivot baseline, and he's going to get a nice look at the basket. Leonard is just rolling. Ball movement and defensive recognition is king and paramount for the Clippers. OKC blitzes a big against Paul George. Because of this, Batum slips and pops the action. But the pass from Paul George isn't good, but Patrick Beverley does a great job of recovering this ball and passing to Batum. OKC is caught way too stretched here. Batum is able to get downhill, kick to Kennard. Kennard attacks the Gilgeous-Alexander closeout, and as he gets to the paint, we're going to see George Hill get highlighted here. He thinks the pass is going to the wing. Instead, Kawhi Leonard's wide open in the corner. Kawhi Leonard gets it. He's going to bang in this three as well. This is just tremendous ball movement and recognition by the Clippers. If there's one thing this Clippers offense under Ty Lue loves to utilize, it's guards ball screening for the wings because it gets them mismatching going downhill. Reggie Jackson here sets a little rub screen on Leonard's defender, which allows Leonard to turn right to the middle of the paint. He goes up with this contested floater, but this is right in his wheelhouse, and Leonard cashes this in as well. The Clippers have ran Leonard off of so many screens this season, more screens than they did last season for him. And here we see evidence of a little bit of that. Serge Ibaka sets a cross screen against Dort, which frees up Leonard. Now, normally he could get the ball in this mid-post, low-post area. Instead, Leonard's going to come up and receive the ball from Luke Kennard. And as he does so, they're going to flow into a pick and roll with Leonard and Ibaka. Ibaka sets a nice hard screen on Dort. It's going to free Leonard up at the top of the arc. The defense does a poor job of contesting this shot. And Leonard, yet again, free and easy from three. He's just on fire. Leonard has improved, leaps and bounds as a ball handler. As we see here, he's going to reject this Ibaka screen. And in doing so, this is going to force the OKC big to step up, but he doesn't stop middle containment. It allows Leonard to just split the double team, comes right through, elevates beautifully, thunders home a dunk. My word. Kawhi Leonard has counters to counters. I mean, this man's a counter magician, basically, at this point in his career. He's just an offensive dynamo, one of the few players in the league who you can go to every time you need a bucket. Here he is, mid-post. This is his little pet spot. He's going to try to get this position to leverage him to the outside in the baseline. And as he drives, OKC actually does a great job of walling him off. But watch what Leonard does here. He's going to quick pivot and spin back to the middle. Goes right up with this fading jump shot. Kawhi Leonard, there's not much else to say. When you hear a guy get referred to as a 3-level scorer, Kawhi Leonard is one of those guys that they're talking about. Here he is, posted up against Gilgeous-Alexander near the nail. He's going to turn, pivot, and face Shea, but Shea's not in a good defensive position here, so what's going to end up happening is the secondary defender is going to dig down, but Leonard's going to shot fake and then drive to the right. After he gets Gilgeous-Alexander in the air, he hard plants with his left foot. He's going to get great elevation on this. There's no shot contest on this jumper whatsoever, and Kawhi Leonard beats the third quarter buzzer to knock this shot in. Alright, this is the final shot Kawhi Leonard made in the game, and oddly enough, it was one of the most important ones because it basically sealed the game, for the Clippers to get the win. Ball's going to be entered to Kawhi Leonard at the right elbow. He's working against Luguentz Dort, who is one of the premier defenders in this league. You cannot rave about that man enough. As Leonard pivots and faces up, he's going to jab step with the right foot to see what Dort does. Instead, Dort doesn't do anything, so Leonard's going to drive to the right. Dort does a great job of walling off. Leonard hard plants with his left foot, hop steps into the jumper. There's no contest on this jumper. It's a great look. Leonard misses, but he doesn't give up on this. As the ball gets fought for, he tips this ball back out, and the Clippers are going to regain possession at a crucial time in this game. He then's going to dive and dart out to the corner. Kennard finds him. He shot fakes the helping big, or the rotating big, excuse me. He's going to drive to the rim. Zubac does a great job of screening and walling off a help defender. Leonard gets the free and easy dunk. This was a virtuoso performance. Kawhi Leonard's passing was really good in this game. He finished with 8 assists, but we're going to look at a nice little play design to start the game off for the Clippers, and this was really great from Ty Lue. This is a great way to get the offense started. Serge Ibaka sets a cross screen for Patrick Beverley, where he's going to flow into a down screen from Paul George, and as the down screen happens right here, it's going to free Ibaka up at the elbow. Leonard hits him with the pass. Ibaka hops into the shot. Great shot, great look, great make. When the Clippers offense is really clicking, whether it's ball movement, player movement, just movement in general, everything looks so beautiful and great. Lou Williams starts this play off with a cross screen on Kawhi Leonard's man. Leonard then flows into a little bit of a down screen by Ivica Zubac. When Leonard comes off of this, they're going to flow into a pick and roll, but the OKC big jumps to the wrong side of the screen. It allows Kawhi Leonard to get downhill. The help defender has to come over and leave Luke Kennard open in the corner for three. Kennard gets a great look, great shot, and he makes this one as well. Kawhi Leonard is really making teams pay when they overhelp on his pick and roll game. Whether that's, they dig down with an extra defender, they send help via another way. Here's an instance here where OKC tries to ice this screen, and Leonard just goes right down the middle of the floor, picks up his dribble. The help defender comes off of Patrick Beverley. It leaves Beverley solid enough open here to take a shot, and he makes this one. So an interesting thing happens here is Kawhi Leonard is motioning with his hand to tell the offense what to do. Ibaka's going to pop because the big man defender on Ibaka is paying way too much attention to Paul George. As Ibaka pops, he gets the ball, flows right into a shot. He makes it. This is great awareness. In general, you like the aggressiveness of the Clippers shooters when they have a sliver of space. You want to see this. And once again, here's a play the Clippers like to run. It's a little bit of a down screen from Reggie Jackson. Not much of a screen, but a little bit. And they flow right into a handoff between Leonard and Ibaka. Like I said, pinned down in the handoff. Ibaka's going to roll, which is going to drag the defense with him a little bit. Leonard spots Reggie Jackson up top, a little bit of free because the defender isn't closing out on him hard enough. Jackson gets a solid look, 35% shot probability, and cashes this in. For the last week or so, Ty Lue's talked about playing with pace, and this play, kind of shows that. Kawhi Leonard, as he catches this pass, does a great job of evading the defender. Because he's running so hard in transition, and so is Ibaka, it draws this defender off the corner shooter, which is Reggie Jackson. Jackson gets a good look, and he knocks it in. Playing with pace is good. Kawhi Leonard has quietly been one of the best mid-post passers in the NBA this season. And this play is going to start with something that we've diagrammed and diagnosed over and over. Here's a cross screen from Reggie Jackson on Kawhi Leonard's defender. This, as we've said, allows Leonard to get the ball inserted into him in the mid-post. As it happens, as we pause it here, this is the defender that Kawhi Leonard is going to read. This is Batum's defender. He gets caught too far in the restricted area. Leonard reads it, is going to dart it across to Batum. Zubac gets a nice little push screen. Batum is free, fires, money. All right, here we go. Final play. This is an exquisite one from Kawhi Leonard. Like I said, mid-post passing savant. That's what he's turned in this season. Ball gets inserted to Kawhi Leonard in the mid-post. It's out further than he would like, but he's going to pivot and turn and immediately go to the middle of the floor. Starts to back George Hill down. George Hill's a very good defender. He's a stout post defender, whether or not you believe it with the size. Leonard shimmies to the right, seeing what George will do, see if he gives him any space, then does it again here before stepping through the multiple defenders. This defender slides up because he thinks the ball's going to the wing shooter. Instead, Leonard reads that, goes right to the corner. Paul George knocks us in. Kawhi Leonard's overall game on Sunday afternoon was incredible.